welcome back to the channel. Today I'm releasing my first graphics pack. Now, it may be more exciting to some of you than others, but I've seen it requested a lot, and I figure might as well. I would put all the assets I use together in one document, and then I'll upload it so all of you can use it, because right now everything is kind of spread out amongst 10, 20, 30 projects, so if you're trying to compile it all, it would just be a huge mess. Now, the only thing I wish I could have added to it would be fonts, but that's kind of difficult to do. I don't like to include fonts to download directly, just so you can go to the actual page that get credited. Now, I know that sounds a bit rhetorical, considering I just grab models from all over the place. I don't link to the artists, but I don't know. I'm not sure why I do it that way, but that's how I do it. So the links to all the different fonts, you just have to go through my videos to find that, but everything else is going to be here. So the first part is going to be the models. Now you might be asking yourself, why would I watch this video? I can just download it. Well, personally, when I first started downloading graphics pack, I didn't know how to use them, how to work with them. So in this shortish video, I'm going to go over how you can actually use it. So with the models, I have 60 different models in here. Now they're positioned at the bottom if they have pieces cut off. For example, she has no legs. That is just how I found her. I did not cut off those legs. Same thing here, the bottom part is missing. Now some of them, they are out of frame, and that's not because something was cut off, but because she's just larger and I didn't want to downsize her. I wanted to leave the character at the same size that they were originally. And actually, let me clean this out over here before I forget. Also want to mention, this boring gray background is not going to be here when you download it. I just haven't had a chance to actually make a design yet as kind of a wallpaper for this pack, but it'll be there when you go to download it. It's not going to be this horrible gray void. Same thing here, some of these are a bit more lewd than others, so I'd be careful about where you open it, especially if you're in school and you're downloading this to work on a project. But yeah, you can go through these yourself. I have a ton of different models in here. The reason some of these are so tiny is because, yes, they're kind of small, but this canvas size is 2560 by 1440, which is the 2K resolution. So assets are going to appear smaller than they would on 1980 by 1020. Oh boy, I forgot the dimensions for 1980 by 1080. Oh well, I forgot it. But anyway, that's why some stuff appears really small. Here we have a bunch of different shapes, or I have a bunch of different shapes. And for example, the pentagon, if you see it's not filled in and you want a filled in version, either Google it, or you can take a lasso tool, which is right over there, and go over the entire thing, just like so. That's a little messy. I'm not going to worry about it for this demo, but go over the entire thing, just like so. And go over to our paint buckets. Doesn't really matter which color we're using. I'm going to use black for continuity and just drop that in. Click a few times if you have to. Deselect, and oh, voila. There was a little bump there because my lasso tool was not the greatest, but you get the idea. Particles, just a bunch of different particles. These will show up better when I swap the backgrounds. But yeah, just drag these into projects. For example, you have a new project right here, 3050182. You can take this, go over to your move tool, and just drag it right in if you're in Photoshop, or if you are on another editing software, you can go over the entire thing with the marquee tool, edit, copy, move over, Control V, and paste it. Just be careful with pasting. I'm not sure with pasting whether or not effects stay. For example, this one has linear dodge add. It might stay, it might go. Let's see, Control V. Yeah, linear dodge add did not stick with it. So just make sure to reapply that when you move it over. Now let's close out of that one. Particles, icons, self-explanatory. I got all the Discord stuff in here as well. Let's close out the particles. Got a bunch of Discord assets in here that you might want to mess around with. Then I have logos, not logs. I cannot speak English today. Then we have a bunch of these theme triggers. Let's close out of that. Various assets, exactly what it is, various assets that you can mess around with and tinker. Textures, self-explanatory. Now, I haven't gotten questions about it, but before the questions do crop up, the way you use textures is generally you have an image in the background, and with a texture you either do an overlay, soft light, hard light, etc., or one of these here, and then you drop the opacity, you clip it by doing clipping mask, and blending options, you mess around with blending options by doing bevels, not really bevels, but inner shadows and pattern overlays, etc. I typically don't see textures kept normal dissolve. I guess one of these could be used, and I don't really see much of this down here either. Though I guess in some cases this does look pretty cool. But yeah, generally you apply any of these here and then adjust blending or opacity to really get it to work well with what you're doing. And clipping. Clipping is important. Otherwise I have this giant blob of a shape just sitting there. Patterns, same thing, pretty self-explanatory. I did not hide the texture. There we go. Patterns, yep, just steam, dust, different things that you can just drop on. That's glass you can put on top of something to make it look like it's behind a glass frame. These typically can be done how I normally do it. So you can try some of these if it's a different color, and dropping opacity is also another good way to use patterns and overlays. Well, not overlays, but the patterns overlays, they already have effects applied to it, and the only thing I'd really tinker with is the opacity, but it's up to you. Something else might work better for your specific projects. And of course, color combinations. Now I have a video coming out later this week about how you can find color combinations super easily, so you won't even need this folder at all. But this is here as a quick little reference for you if you ever find that you are in a mood for some different colors. But yeah, that's really it for this little pack. Now, as I mentioned, you're not going to have this horribly boring gray backgrounds. I just have very limited time where I can record, so I want to get the recording done, then I'll come back, get all of that in there, and then upload it so it's all ready to go for you by Wednesday. If you found this useful, let me know if you want me to see me do another one of these in the future. I kind of exhausted all my assets, so the next one is going to take me a lot longer to do because I have to find new textures, new icons, so on and so forth. But yeah, it was pretty fun. I haven't done one of these before, and have an awesome day.